things. Let's see here. Well, one other thing about orchids, there's basically two different ways that orchids grow. Sympodial or monopodial. So the sympodials are like the cattleya orchids, or like you can see this guy, and we'll talk about him in a moment, kind of creep around. This one actually creeps around on the ground, but most of them will creep and almost, not exactly like a vine, but you know, they grow to the side and they put out leaves and they keep growing continuously, putting out a new leaf. But those are the sympodial. These are the monopodials. And technically, actually, phalaenopsises are monopodials too. They just basically have one stem that just keeps putting out flowers and they grow up, although phalaenopsis has, because they don't, that's another thing that I'm sorry if I get sidetracked sometimes. Most of these orchids don't grow in the ground. They're epiphytes. They grow up in the branches of trees or on bark. So the phalaenopsis actually grow on the side of a tree and the leaves kind of hang down. Whereas this guy perches himself on a branch and grows straight up, and that's a little hybrid type of. Again, I grow the miniatures because I grow under lights, but you know, there are some people have these great big Vanda type orchids with the big, you know, purple or blue flowers or all kinds of colors. I don't have room for those, so I don't grow those. Oh, this one it's another hybrid. It's Neostylus. So it's a hybrid, but it's a pretty easy one to grow. It does like a little bit of sun though. Let's see some other things here before I go. Oh, an example of what I'm talking about when we're talking about orchids being epiphytes, being growing up in the branches of trees. Well, think of this as like the bark of a tree, and they literally just get their roots into it and spread their roots and hold on for dear life, and then they just hang. Then when this little guy blooms, he has kind of orange-yellow colored little racemes that come down with clusters of those flowers. They just hang down and just sway in the breeze, and that's how they will attract their pollinators. But that's really the way most of these orchids, not the lady slippers, but most of these other guys, actually grow up in the branches of trees, which is why, depending on whether they're in a sunnier spot, but many of them will be at places where, depending on where the sun is or as the leaves sway, they'll get sun, but then it's not always constantly sun. So, and also all that air movement that's up in the tops of trees, because orchids like air movement.